Scrum. Here is Brian, Craig, Nick, and me. And Brian, let's start with you.
Okay, 178 and 213 to 216 are all in code review. I did change one thing in that. 208 I've been working on a little bit, and I kind of got a problem I've been trying to get over. It should be pretty simple, but for some reason it's just not working. I haven't isolated why yet.
But please don't do it hard way.
Yeah, for some reason putting a form in the page is just not wanting to work. I'm not sure why. I keep saying it's an invalid route because it won't change the verb from get to put. So I'll figure that out.
Okay, have you received any commands for your pull requests?
What does that mean?
Well, that means that your 178 in code review stage, but in code review it means that someone look at it and maybe make comments on it. Anyone make comments on that?
I started and round about, I don't know, I'm terrible with timing at the moment, round about 6 o'clock, 6:30 I think, and then got pulled away on another job and I've not got back to it. So I'm hoping to do that later on this evening, but I've got to go and do another job after this hangout first.
Pretty busy this month.
Yeah, feels
Are
like
you happy with it?
Pardon?
Are you happy with it?
It is what it is. But yes, I mean, I'm a little bit stretched at the moment. But I don't see that lasting forever.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure exactly how soon it's going to stop at the moment.
Well, but I mean that if you have some kind of work, that's actually a good thing because you can.
Yeah, no, I mean, yes. So yeah.
Okay.
It's all about balance, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, for me, the same, you know. Okay, Craig, your turn.
So I've merged a PR, I think. I've started commenting on a couple of PRs and got waylaid and hope to get onto that later. I've made some comments on Motorsum's PR, which everyone's chimed in on. I think we're all in agreement. So I don't really want to start on my orphan importer until that's merged, the refactor. So that's on hold for the moment. That's it, I think. I don't think I've got.
And what are your plans?
Well, PR, but look at PRs because we've got a fair few that need code review. And get those. I mean, I think they're the most important things to be dealing with at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Nick, I see that you posted something while we are talking.
Yeah, I just did it right now. So I'm basically in the same boat as Craig. I rebased one of my pull requests and Craig merged it in. I merged in a pull request of Craig's. There has been some discussion going on Motorsum's PR, including today, I think. I'm losing track of time here.
Yeah, it was. I think it was. I'm the same as you. I'm not sure, but I'm sure that was earlier this morning.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Craig and I have been talking about Craig's PR about adding indexes to our database tables. And I also started looking at Brian's pull request and left, I think, a single comment in there, but I'd like to go over it in more detail when I have time. And that's it for me.
Are you still here, Pavel?
Alright, two of us. I wasn't here for 1 minute. Yeah.
Hmm.
It's something I don't know. I maybe I need to update the system
Can you
because
say all that again, Nick?
no, I don't know. It's
There was
more.
nothing that's worth repeating.
Nick started, Pavel hung up, and then just decided to come back later.
I was
Yeah, you said
I
that
was
you
coughing.
did, like you did nothing, but I cannot hear that. I'm trying to restart. Maybe you can say something. Something else?
No, there's nothing else for me to add. I think at this point there's yeah, pull requests to review, but other than that, there is no code for me to write at the moment. So
Uh, did client accept any story?
no, nothing from the client.
Well, that's not good at all. What's happened with the client?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't get too. I don't want to sound flippant, but I wouldn't get too hung up on that. I mean, if we're ready and they're holding the thing up, then that's. I don't want to use the word problem, but that's for them. You know, we can only go as fast as we can push them reasonably,
Hmm.
and if it becomes really, really important to them, then they need to review it and accept or not accept those stories so it can get rolled out to production.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know what other people think.
I mean, I don't mind the idea of pestering them a little bit because I don't know. I mean, it's holding us up at least. I think kind of psychologically that there are all these stories that have been delivered but
Yeah,
haven't been looked at.
but there's nothing to stop us
Yeah.
working on other stories, is there? If we wanted to, in the meantime.
No, but at the same time, I suspect that, for example, for the importer, I wouldn't be surprised if they come back to us with a list of things that they would like to see modified or
Yep.
reworked, etc. And
Exactly.
the later they do that, the more the phase zero gets delayed, basically.
Okay.
And actually, you know what? I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to look at OSRA staging to see if there are any traces of them importing orphan lists or not.
Okay, that's right. Okay, Alex. Hi, Alex.
Hey, Alex.
You just in
Hi
time.
guys, how are you?
All right.
Yeah, not bad. How are you, Alex?
I'm alright, thanks.
Okay, well,
Um, I haven't been around, but today I just looked into a story that I was going to pick. The last thing that I worked on was just making sure that pull request is rebased, and I'm sure that should be done with. So I had picked a story to do with let me see the name of the story. There's a story to do with a consistent navigation.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, but I just had a brief overview. I haven't really started working on it. But one thing that I wasn't seeing is it says when you go to orphan links, the menu somehow changes. So I haven't been able to really see that. So maybe if anyone has some background information on it, if they can show me the exact problem, then at least I'll have an idea of what I have to solve.
Yeah, we can demo it right now to you, Alex.
I think I would appreciate that.
Yeah. Can anybody else do it? I'm tapping into the server at the moment, but
What? So which one we're looking at?
I think it might be 119, maybe.
Bear with me.
Yes, it is
actually,
119.
Alex, maybe it's better for you to work together with Brian on the story about start and end date because Brian needs some help with it, and if you can pair, it would be great.
No problem. I can pair with him. I think I would actually appreciate pairing than doing everything on my own.
I forgot to ask, Brian, how did your pairing go today? Was that today?
It was okay. Well, at the end of the pairing, we got stuck on the same problem that I still haven't been able to figure out after the pairing, which I'm not sure exactly what's going on. It should be something extremely simple. But aside from that, it went okay. He's in the 169 class, so he's got a little less experience, but more on the theory side as far as what he knows. I was kind of showing him around active admin too, because I know everybody that first looks at it is shocked because there's no views or controllers, or it's kind of weird at first.
Okay, so bear with me a second.
Okay, I've found one place where I can demo it quickly, I think. And correct me if this isn't what this meant. So for example, in a situation like that where here's this menu which is supposed to be constant throughout the application. If you go to partners, pick a partner, and you want to see the orphan lists that have been imported by the partner, watch what happens to this menu when I click. See, it goes, everything disappears from it except for orphan lists. And I think we have the same situation if you go to sponsors, link to orphan. Yeah, see again, the menu is gone.
This page is completely redone.
Yeah, that's obviously
Actually,
another point.
Actually, I deleted this page. Yeah, that's not even there anymore.
Yeah. So, okay, and on the view that you implemented, that menu is in place?
Yes.
Okay. So there might be just maybe this one place. I don't know if there's anywhere else. Maybe just navigate the site, navigate around a little bit, and keep an eye on the menu here, and see how it behaves. But yeah, that's the point. Is that they want to keep all that constant.
All the menus should still be available.
Yeah.
So is the story to keep it constant or to make it a certain way everywhere? It looks like it's constant.
It is constant, and it is a certain way everywhere except in
those some areas like the ones you
this one view, for example, for some reason.
Okay, so Alex, you get the grip what is it, right?
Yeah, thanks. I understood exactly where the problem is.
So, Alex and Brian, can you pair on this problem about start and end date, or you have issues with pairing?
I don't
have
have
no problem pairing. I can pair with Brian.
I think we need to vote on it, though. Do we? I didn't think it had a...
On which story? On Alex's story?
Yeah, we still need to estimate that one.
How correct you are. Let me look at it.
Yeah, it doesn't have any points.
Oh.
It is listed as a feature, yeah.
Which number?
119.
1 navigation menu display. Okay. Well, then let's read. As an OSRA member, so that I can work for more effectively, I need the application to have a consistent navigation bar. Changes when viewing orphan lists index. Okay. Everybody can vote. Everybody ready?
Brian, do you have any feeling of what's involved in fixing this? You're the one who's been messing around with views, I think, more than any of us.
I have been, and I wasn't really messing with that part, but based on what I did work with, I don't think it's going to be a lot of code that's going to change. I think writing the test is probably going to be harder than fixing it. Maybe. I don't know. A lot of that stuff in active admin, some of it's real easy, and then some of it's real easy, but finding out what to change is very difficult.
Yeah, that's what's difficult, yeah.
So the fact that we have a view where it's different, I think, might make it easier because you might be able to see what the difference is between the two. But I'm not sure about that. I saw the story a while back, but I never really looked into it.
But anyway, is it enough information to vote for you? Or not?
I have enough information to vote. Does
Okay.
everybody else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going on your description, O'Brien.
Yeah, also going on Brian's description.
It may be easy or it may be complicated.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm counting from 3 to 0 and then start. 3, 2, 1, go. Wow. Nick?
It's the unknown. I suspect that it's probably an easy fix, or at least I should say I hope that it's an easy fix. But as Brian pointed out, ActiveAdmin can be kind of peculiar about the way it wants things done, and if we're doing something not the way it wants things done, then you can start fighting against it. Yeah, I don't know. I would be okay revising it to 1, I suppose. And
Alex?
yeah.
Alex?
Yeah, I'd also picked a 2 based on what Brian has said, because I know even the previous story that I worked on, the actual work that you end up doing is not the hard part, but trying to find out a compatible way with ActiveAdmin is where the complexity is.
That is true, but we shouldn't forget that we need to compare stories to each other, and since, as I understood, we do not have verbal stories from our previous experience, but with almost every story we have some issues with active admin and how it works, and like Brian's story for 2 story points, I know some else stories. And in case of comparable, is it 1 or 2?
So,
For example,
I think it's hard to define what's comparable, Pavel, because sometimes, there have been some views where it was literally just a line of code that fixed everything. And as Brian said, you spend 10 times more time writing tests than you do actually implementing the feature. So it could be very straightforward, and it could be, barely 1 point. And I hope that's what it is.
So if I could chime in, I just did some research while you were discussing it, and I would put it to be a lot more likely that it's going to be an easy fix.
I think an easy fix is a good one to go for, because if it turns out not to be, we can just give you and Alex a hard time for turning a 1 point story into a 3 point story.
I like scapegoats, sure.
You mean like a 2 point story that needs a fix in active admin in order to work right?
Hey, you don't know till you get there. That's the.
Okay, let it be 1.
So yeah, the interesting news perhaps is that all the orphans that are on our staging server were created on Sunday, so while we were demoing the thing to the client.
So the client doesn't want.
The client hasn't done anything.
No, I don't know. Maybe we need dance to do that work. We motivate our client somehow.
Threaten to quit, I suppose, would be one way.
Yeah, maybe we can remind them that we have also other charities, organizations that wait and require and wants to have a team.
Yeah.
Dangerous game.
Why a dangerous game?
I'm not a big bluffer.
But we
I
really
tend
have.
to say things I mean and stick
Yeah.
with them.
But we really have that choir of organizations. We just want to work with OSRA because it's our first project as a team and we really want to proceed with that. Okay, anyway, for now it's still on our side, many things, and when we finish them and the clients still want be accessible, then we can discuss it and decide what to do
I
with
mean, we
it.
spoke to them on Sunday, didn't we? It's only 4 days. We don't know what their schedule is or anything. They may be
Yeah,
run ragged. So
yeah,
I suppose. Yeah.
sure. Okay, well, guys, any other questions to discuss now?
I don't think so.
I'm good.
Okay, then thank you everyone. Have a great evening. I hope Alex and Brian will pair on start and end date. And see you tomorrow.
All right, guys. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye.
Take care.